Welcome to part 6 of How to Improvise Sourdough, a short series where I'll teach you how to improvise your sourdough and reduce discard. You can turn most recipes into their sourdough version. The easiest way to do this is to find an existing sourdough recipe and follow their measurements. I think it's just me having unrefined taste buds, but I don't eat sourdough for the tangy flavor. I don't taste anything complex like people describe, but I like the benefits of long fermentation. A lot of sourdough recipes just add discard for flavor and use baking soda and powder to leaven quickly. In order to convert these recipes to long fermented, follow these steps. If it's a stiffer dough that needs shaping and proofing for air, like pizza dough or cookies or cinnamon rolls, you'll want to mix, then bulk ferment, shape, proof to a good final size, and bake, as expected. If it's a wet dough requiring leavening, but the shape can be provided by a container such as cake or muffins, you should mix the ingredients and then bulk ferment or leaven the batter in the final container before baking. The wet batter will look bubbly and rise, and you can transfer straight into the oven without knocking out the air. For something like pancake batter, if you're relying solely on the starter to leaven, mix it the night before, let it ferment in the mixing bowl, and just pour gently to retain the bubbles. Since you're leavening with wild yeast, you don't need to add baking powder or soda, which may not even be as effective after a long fermentation because it could react with the acid and the liquid in the dough. If you are going to add them at the end of your fermentation stage to wet batters right before baking or cooking, but mixing it will knock some of the air that has already developed. To convert a non-sourdough recipe, you can add sourdough starter and reduce the amount of flour and liquid in the original recipe by the amount that's in the added starter. Or don't, unless the recipe is really sensitive to changes in ingredient ratios. Then follow the steps I mentioned before to bulk ferment. Follow for the last part 7, on how to reduce your discard production.